everyone, my name is Favor Chukwubu. I'm the Welfare Secretary of FNCF Medlag. Wow. Okay. Or like, who sends people message like this? She didn't know who they give this thing to do. I'm not taking care of myself finish to take care of the whole fellowship. Like, oh, I'm not qualified for this thing. Oh. Just in like 1 month, then see that I'm not ready for this. They'll collect it back. That was what in my mind. Like, who sent somebody? Well, I knew it was God that did so. I began asking God for strength almost immediately. I needed strength to wisdom that I was doing this work. Listen, that was how I felt that day, actually. Now, with like 9 months, I believe it's 9 months actually, like 9 months down the lane, 9 months in the months, 9 months, complete months of gestation, somebody will give birth. So, I believe it has allowed me get to have lot of knowledge. As a pregnant woman gains knowledge, she gains weight, baby gains growth. I'm like the baby. I have been gaining growth, been gaining knowledge, expertise in some particular areas. I've actually learned to appreciate and love the role to an extent. And I'm really glad to hand over to somebody else. It's my joy whenever I collect. Okay, one message to the fellowship FNCF lag. FNCF lag has really helped me. Like the place of growth, the place of knowledge. It became like a second family to me in school. And I'm someone that I really want a family wherever I go to. So I'm always open but not open, ready to just sense the environment to know what is going on, whether I can be accepted here. But FNCF lag didn't allow me to stress at all, and it was kind of a pleasant memory for me. I know that even when I leave the school, I remember the festival like every single time. So festival was a place of growing, pruning. There was corrections. The time that as people that is cool is that they will sit down with really somebody questions that they've not asked me before, and I don't like questions too much. But that helped me to grow in certain areas that I never knew needed growth. I know more people now. Before, I don't know anybody. I just greet you, you're an acquaintance. But now I have friends, people that can go and disturb, and they will not be angry that I'm disturbing them. So I'm glad. First event that has really been a place of spiritual growth, mental growth, physical growth, and financial growth, social growth too. I don't. Thank you. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Akinwale Deborah. I'm the decoration sec for 2025 in NFNCF Medilab. Executive one, there are many actually. We'll first start with the get-togethers we have before when we start the fellowship or when we start the tenure. We having to meet everyone, get to know everybody, all our meetings, getting to know all your unit members, and getting to know more people than you know when you are a member. Okay, I would like to say that just keep pushing, believe in God, make friends, make more friends, and be able to communicate better with everyone. What I wish I would have done was to bond more with my unit members. And we are close, but we are not that close. So that's one of the things I kind of regret. But we still see ourselves even after being an Excos. Bye.
My name is Obufumike Olaluwa Johnson, and I'm heading the unit of editorial department and also evangelism department. That evening, I was like, it's a very big task because I never expected it. Because I was just a worker. I was like, let me just keep on working for God until I was called into the position. So I was so surprised. So I don't even know what to even do. Just so surprised. All right, the message I will just pass across to members of my team or fellow executives is that they should just keep working for God and they should dedicate themselves to God because you can call anybody at any time. So you just have to just be prepared when he calls you, and you must also learn the place of responsibility because this particular position has taught me responsibility, making sure I meet up with tasks and everything like that. So I would just advise them that they should just keep on being with God and following his instruction, and there are also benefits to these things. Okay, what I learned about myself is that I thought there was a limit to things until I got to the executive house and I was first thinking how will I balance academics with a lot of back-to-back this thing, back-to-back meetings and this and that, programs and programs. But as God we have it, I've just saw him coming through and it has really been overwhelming to be sincere, but God has been helping us. So I just feel that when God gives an assignment, he also gives you the grace to journey through. So that's just all right.
I am Ejike Kende, team coordinator and assistant emergency leader. Hmm. Okay, that handover service, like the day they called me, I wasn't even expecting it. Like it was just something, it was all of a sudden. But what can I do? At least I I accepted the position, and with the help of God, I'm doing okay. Okay, as a member, I can say I can relate with most people. Like before, me, I would just come to the fellowship, talk to one person. Like it's only one person I knew there. Then let me say I was close to Victor, so I'll just talk to one person. Before you know it, before service ends, I've carried my bag and go. But now, since that changes. So I'm just full and like that. Mm. I do not have any regrets. I don't have any regrets. But mm, I don't have any regrets. I just okay. Like doing this Excos something, like I wish there was no handover because they're really something that I'm just trying to learn in the process. So that's just it. But we have to hand over something to another person. Thank you. Bye bye.
My name is Olushola Gabriel James, and I'm the Assistant Logistic and Visitation Secretary. Okay, I don't have any regrets in my time in the office because each day is a new day. I'm learning new things. Anything I could have done better. I don't really know. I don't know. There's nothing I could have done better. Hmm. No, nice deep. Highlights. Ah, no. I don't know. There were a lot of things. A lot of things. There were a lot of things. Okay, what would have been an highlight for me was I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, a lot of things. Like for me, this position was very caught me off guard. I was not planning to like the two positions they took me for were things that I was in no way like. I remember when they called me, I said, how logistic and visitation. I was never in the logistic unit, and they made me a star logistic head. I'm not someone that likes to talk to people a lot, and then they made me visitation head. So it forced me to grow. So there were a lot of learning. I was just learning not true. So I say the highlight of me being in this of my service is just learning. I've been learning. Okay. Any message I have to pass is just trust in the Lord. Like trust in Him. He will not lead you astray. And then do not neglect the counsel of men. Because in the midst of the people, like of the fellowship, you tend to find family, you tend to find strength, you tend to draw strength. And then when you're doing your service, don't look at the fact that you have other things, a lot of things to do. God that has called you to come and do that service will definitely help you to do those things. He will strengthen you to do it. So all I just say is trust in the Lord and He will not lead you astray. Thank you so much for being. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Omoi Bukola and I'm the library secretary and the stamp station secretary. Okay, I wasn't planning on joining any school. This thing, I wasn't planning on joining the school house. For some reason, I just knew that they would call me, and I had already like made up my mind I would say no, but through conviction, God's conviction, and God just told me that I'm supposed to serve this tenure. So that's why I just said yes. I initially said no. Yes, I remember I said no. Then it was like, are you sure? And I said, I don't even know. And I said, final, like, because they will ask you, is it that yes or no? It's not like you can be in between. No, they will ask you, is it yes or no? And I said yes. Finally, that's how they picked me. Hmm. I feel, I feel it's I feel it's patience. Yes, I feel it's patience. I feel it's endurance, and I've learned growth. Yes, I've learned growth. Why I said patience is because sometimes I would come back from classes and labs and I'll be so tired. But I still have to come to fellowship. Usually this second semester it was like a lot. So I learned like to be calm even when people don't even like when I feel like people don't see the effort. I just learned to be just patient with people. I've also learned love. Yes, I've learned love. I've learned like the love in the CF is so much that it can literally choke you. So I've learned to love people. I've learned to tolerate people. Sometimes people will frustrate you, honestly. People will frustrate you, but I've just learned to just love them irrespective. Okay, I'll talk on my own department. Prior to me getting like being the library secretary, we didn't really have books like that. People, when I checked the book, people were not reading. I think last 10 years we were like just like 4 people or so that read books, and I was just like things need to change because I'm someone that read a lot. I read books. I love personal development books a lot. So I just really want to tell people to just read more. So I thank God, like in this CF now, we've had more books than like we have over 30 new books. Yes, and a lot of people, like a lot, even people that I didn't even expect to read will come and read. Every Tuesday, people always come in. So it's like I feel like proud of myself. Like I I I will not say it's my power, no, it's not my power, it's God. But I'm just really grateful that God God used me to make people to read books. That's it. Thank you so much for being here with us. All right, thank you. Bye.
Good day, everyone. My name is Moses Akonde. I am the drama coordinator for MFMC Medilag for 2025 tenure. As a leader, I have actually a lot of people that inspire me, that are already in places I wish to be. So a lot of them, a lot of them. Okay. One of them is our general overseer, Dr. D.K. Olukoya. The fact that he was a medical student in school and he still say yes for God and he's still enlarging in his field. So that's enough example to emulate. This kind of learning from to okay. A message I would love to pass across to anybody I come across is just uh, uh, any opportunity you have, anywhere you find yourself to serve God, use it. Anywhere you find yourself, use it. Don't let opportunities waste. Anything you have in your capacity that you can use at that moment, just use it and know that your reward, even if the reward is not coming now, Just know that the reward is coming anytime soon. You are sowing seeds. Anything you are doing, you are sowing seeds. So anytime the reward will come. Actually, this thing is ending. So far, I've spent quite a while, a few months in this thing, and I could say that I've gained actually a lot. I've gained a lot. I've gained humility, like I've gained tolerance. I've gained even because before I was ordained as the drama coordinator, I didn't think of this coming at all. I didn't think of this coming at all, but I just know it was the will of God, and I've gained actually a lot of skills in the drama ministry. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Iyai Victor. I'm the music director of MFMCF Medilag. Okay, so for a music person, I so much love Dunsin Oyekan. Yes, because of his type of music and his physique, his charisma once he sings. And also for a general person, I love Prophet Ubet Angel. Yeah, also because he's also into music and yes, and he's a very loving person. Yeah. Okay, being an executive was a whole lot. Yeah, it was, should I say, it was unexpected, but it was interesting. There was the fun times. There were the times where I had to test myself. There were times where I had to learn some things. I learned a lot on the journey, and yes, I got to know a lot of wonderful people. I met with a lot of wonderful people. I discovered new parts of um, music. Yes, which I learned on the job. Also, I got to know a lot of people, like I said earlier on, who inspired me also. And yes, it was a very wonderful journey and I'm happy to be part of the ride. Okay, I'll start with the executive house first. So I so much love you guys. The coordination, the family lifestyle, it was a whole lot. It was a family for me because having to meet up every time, doing in and out, running up and down, it was not easy, but it was wonderful. And as for the Levite house, I would just love to tell them that I so much love you guys. Yes, and I'm happy to be part of you guys and greater heights. Yes, greater heights. Hi guys, bye.
Hi, I'm Olamide Odupiton, Financial Secretary and Academic Secretary of MFMCF Medilag. I'll say I don't have any regrets concerning my service in this tenure. I enjoyed serving in this tenure and I'm grateful. First, as a member, I enjoyed having to relate with other workers and other members, and for the times after services, having to greet people, check up on everyone. As the tenure comes to an end, I'm taking good ways how to improve my spiritual life, like being consistent with God. Also, in terms of leadership position, learning how to relate more with people, how to make friends with people, and also to share with other people. Also, to share in other people's problem and providing solutions. Bye.
Okay, hello. My name is Sawa. I am the head usher and assistant sisters coordinator. Okay. Well, one of the biggest lessons that I would learn, let me think. Hmm. Okay, well, I've learned to be very flexible, right? And I've learned that your mindset can really change how you respond to certain things. Like there's this book that I recently bought from the library department, is The Magic of Thinking Big. And it really like made me see, because how do I put it? I've experienced two tenures, right? And there are some things that you would see, sorry, that you would not see in other tenures that I was seeing in this tenure. And I was like, is this really how it happens? Or is it that the mindset of the person that was placed on the top like really made everything change? I don't think I need to give specific examples, sharp, but Yeah, I really learned that your mindset matters. It really matters, and it's good to be flexible. Things can switch up anytime, so it's good to be open to changes that might happen, and it happen just adapt. Okay. Well, I want to say a very big thank you to all my ushers, everyone that like helps in their different capacities, because I was away for like a period of 2 weeks and things were still running, or like even when we were at home, things were still, they were still showing up. Even beyond the work, beyond the ushers, the Excos also pitched in to help, and I'm really so grateful for all of them. And for the Exco house, I'm really happy to be part of this family. When I was first given Exclusive position, they asked me that do I want to be an Exco. I said yes. And I was thinking that oh, that way to I've seen my entire wardrobe because I was a strictly trousers person. I did not like gowns. Skirts restrict my movement. I'm sorry, but I did not like trousers. So I didn't like skirts and gowns. So my entire wardrobe was trousers. And even my mom was like that, so you have to start changing your entire wardrobe just because of exclusive position. Like, do you really want to do it? And I like she gave me like a date to think about something like that. I think I actually really want to do this, and I'm so happy. I really miss some of these guys when they graduate, but well, I'll still see them. I'll still see them. Well, I don't know how everyone views fellowship in their own way, right? And then for me, I view it as, let's say, like a training ground, a place to grow, because I think back to myself in 100 level, even like when I came in 20 level, it wasn't until second semester that I started going to fellowship. And like I just think about myself then and myself now, like how much I've grown. Like I really thank God for growth, for where He brought me from. I am now where He's still going to take me to in the future. So yeah, this is a place for growth. So you should really, I feel like you really maximize your time and like really like integrate yourself into the works of the fellowship, and you'll see that you will truly be blessed. Like the way you grow, I don't know, so many instances of like God's blessing. There is grace upon this house, so don't let it just pass you by. That's it. Bye bye. Thank you for having me.
Hi guys, my name is Chijoke Amachko Anna, and I'm the Assistant Editorial Secretary and the Assistant College of Nursing Coordinator. Okay, so for as a member, I think my happiest moments was during the anniversary. It was like a really memorable one, and especially like the main service, everybody was joyful, people came around, everybody was just happy and celebrating. And then as an ESCO, for the editorial unit, like we are supposed to launch a magazine here. So I interviewed a pastor, an MFM pastor, for a particular topic. So that day, I don't, it was an interview, yes. And at the beginning, I was very scared because the man is a big man. He's not even he's an MFM pastor, but not in Nigeria. And then so I was very tense, and then he noticed that I was tense, although it was like a Google meeting, and then he noticed I was very tense, and then he just started talking to me, and then it was like everything on my mind at that moment. He spoke about it, and then after the whole meeting, I asked him everything I wanted to, and after the whole meeting, it was like a burden was lifted. Like I've never even spoken to the man before in my life, and I feel like that was a truly happy moment for me. I was very, very good. That was very good. Hmm. Also in my mind. I don't. First of all, this is like the first time in my whole life I will ever be put in a leadership position. And then the day I was called, so I didn't even expect any of the positions, especially the editorial, because I was not even part of the editorial team. I didn't even know that I was an editorial team in the fellowship. So that day I remember after all the prayers and everything, after the service, I went back to my room and then I just had to call my dad. I even cried that day because I was asking him, Daddy, what do I even know that I want to? At that point, my Christian life was not even anything to write home about, and I'm like, please, what did these people see in me that they are choosing me to be? So that day, I spoke to my dad and everything, and then it was just like encouraged me and everything. And then anytime I have issues,
my dad I always speak to. So I think from there, that's how I felt that day. Okay. Amachuku, you're doing great, you're doing wonderful. And I we still have places to go. And I'm going to get there by the grace of God. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Oladapo Adibura and I'm the College of Nursing coordinator. I, I actually didn't know I was going to come back, but we thank God for grace to be able to function again in the house of God. That question will go far. But I thank God for being in the executive house and being in that position has just um it has just given me an ability to be able to increase my spiritual insight, to be able to actually try to know God better and to know God deeper. So that's just it. The bottom is too crowded. Remain at the top. Stay sharp.
My name is David Edits. I am the Assistant Music Director of MFMC Medilab, Tenure of the Purposeful Generation. So, one thing I will learn for my future self is always follow God's direction. Don't be moved about by pressures, humans, or whoever. Just make sure you are in line with God's will. Yeah, that is it. MFMC, the family of love. Yeah, message I was saying is you guys should just keep on, basking in the love that you're already dwelling in. It is love that makes everything prosper. It is love that makes things move smoothly. God Himself is love. So let's keep living in love and harmony. God bless you. I love you. So a lot of amazing personalities, a lot of amazing leaders, but I think these two stood out for me. Pastor Mark and Pastor David. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Etomi Episode Shema and I am holding the post of Public Relations Officer with tenure of Purposeful Generation. Okay, so the biggest lesson I learned as an executive is sacrifice. I learned how to sacrifice a lot of things for basically time, like sacrificing my time for like things that I would normally do, or I'll have to like go for meetings and then extended meetings, prayers and stuff like that, and selflessness too. That was also one thing I learned as an executive. And lastly, I learned not to work alone. If there's one thing I've understood as an executive, that no matter what position you are in, whether as a unit head or as a one-man doing your work, you should not do anything alone. You should not work alone. In as much as you are partnering with God, in as much as you are partnering with God and with the Holy Spirit, you also need your fellow executive to put things into plan, into action. Or say, you've done well, you can do better, and there are greater things for you to achieve.
My name is Adejon Jeremiah Tiwalolua, and I'm the Logistics Secretary and Transport Secretary of MFMCF Medilab. On my mind, the work is going to be plenty. That was the first in my mind. I thank God that God has helped us through. Okay, apart from the spiritual aspects, um, being in the ESCO house also helped build my skills. A lot of things that I did not know before, I know them now. So it's a journey of personal development, I would say. And my spiritual life too has improved drastically. being in the Excos house, being with people that, Bible say iron sharpens iron. Being with people that sharpens your iron has helped me a lot. Just enjoy your life. That's all. That's what you'll say. Yes. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, thank you very much.
My name is Ajayi Musumola Joy, and I'm currently the Sisters Coordinator and the Visitation Secretary. I think if there's anything I wish I had done differently, it was like being more intimate with sisters, like having that kind of space where I can just like check up on them as often as I would love to. But because of the constraints of time, I've not done that much during this tenure. So I'll say that's the regret I have, and I wish I had done better. Okay, so the message I would like to pass across is more of an advice, and is because this is something that has helped me over time, and is that they should not give up on God, because God will not give up on them. It's okay when along the journey you fall, you sleep, but you rise up and you try again the next day with God. You try again the next day with God, because God is not ready to give up on them yet. So do not give up on God. Keep trying, even despite the fact that it might look like, oh, you are sleeping or you are trying your best and you are not seeing results. Keep trying. Still keep trying. Do not give up on God. That's the advice I have to say. So my future self in 10 years time, I hope, okay, I'm rooting for you. I hope in whatever sphere you decide to be in, you are being the best version of yourself. And I hope you are settled, you are where God would have you be. And I also hope you are enjoying love, because this love, we have to enjoy it. We need to experience it. So I hope you are enjoying love with that Son of God that is giving you. And yes, I hope you are living a soft life too, because trust me, school is not soft life at all. But I hope by now you are really living a soft life. That soft life we envision for ourselves. And I hope you have a butler now. Yes, that's the last. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Good evening, I'm Olada Adeni, and I'm the Brothers Coordinator and the Assistant Logistics Secretary. Well, everything, because it is an awesome place to be in the presence of God, so everything. Always seek the face of God concerning everything. Continue to seek God and stay true to His calling. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel Atosin Babani. I'm serving as the Assistant General Secretary and the Media and IT HOD. I actually have a lot of people that are holding wonderful leadership position I look up to and inspire me. But one person that really, really inspired me so much is my dad. My dad is someone who I I mean I try to model his leadership, his leadership prowess, because beyond being a father, is someone that he does leadership in a way that everyone is included. Like you are seen, you are heard, and that's the kind of leader I strive as much as possible to be, and I hope I've been. Yeah. Biggest lesson. Wow. I mean, I start picking them one after the other. I'm not gonna. I mean, the list won't be exhausted for you. But then one very big lesson I've learned is working with people. Is working with people make things work, right? When you have people who can follow a vision, who can follow you through a vision, is a blessing that you would you cannot put any price on it, right? Having people to work with you, having people to back you up, having people to be like a co-vision carrier
is a blessing. So yeah, and I really had that, with my teammates and with everybody in the executive house. So it's been wonderful. All right, so Daniel, um, you are currently doing all you can do for yourself. You are trying your best, and I believe when we are seeing in future, we can be proud of how far we have come. We can be proud of the places we've been, and we can be proud, most importantly, of the people we've inspired and how well we've made God proud. You know, yeah. So in future, I want to see you do everything you said you do. I want to see you raise the bar so high, and most importantly, I want to see you never ever give up on yourself, because there's so much you will do, and I know we'll do so much. Don't give up on us. I'm rooting for you. Yeah. Bye.
Okay, good day. My name is Adewi Bukola Deborah, and by God's grace, I am the General Secretary, and I'm also the Academic Secretary one. Oh, more! I would say that nothing could have prepared me for this, right? Because I was not expecting I was not expecting it, and I was somehow expecting it. I don't even know how to describe the feeling, but I was I didn't know that it was going to be like this, the weight of the responsibility and everything, but God has been faithful. When they told us that the grace for the assignment to be supplied, God has been faithful in that aspect. Okay, what I've learned. So basically, I think one thing that God has actually had to teach me a lot while in this office is the fact that um it is not by power, not by might, but by the Spirit. Because there are there are situations that I come to the end of myself, like every single time. But I just cry to God for help, and I tell him, this is your work. You just come through for us, as a people. And every single time, he always leaves me in a place where I know that no, this could only have been by the help of God. So I've just learned to depend on God for everything. Anybody from the Bible? Eh, who could it have been? Nobody's coming to my mind. Okay, maybe maybe Paul. I don't know. No, David. David. David, because I don't know, it was just the perfect blend of um a lover of God. That intimacy with God is something that I'm really, trying to learn. And then there was this balance between being very close with God, knowing how to balance being a friend of God, being a warrior, being I don't know. David was just, that guy. I feel like, and the fact that I can even play the instrument, just to calm some nerves when things start to get tense. So that's. I know. It should take up my responsibility. I'll just be the assistant body. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Abiola Samuel Oluwaseun. I'm the current Bible study secretary and the vice president. Wow. This is a very tricky one. Okay. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So basically, it has been a a continuum of learning actually, and God has been helping me so far. Highlights. Oh, every moment has been memorable because it's always different from the last. So I would just say I look forward towards the Brothers and Sisters Week, like being the Brothers Squad the previous year and seeing the whole planning and the engagements and all that have been put into bringing this together. Like, I am anticipating actually. I'm anticipating the Brothers and Sisters Week, and I just look forward to it. I can't express the way I feel about it. God is intentional about you. Um, he would like you to live the life that He desires you have. You know, in Bible study, I want to quote a scripture, but I'll just try and keep it very minimal. Um, the Bible says that my people who are called by my name, He has created us for His glory. So if He has created us for His glory, why then you as His own child don't want to live that kind of life? So as a child of God, and the viewing the vision and the mission for the Bible study in this tenure was that we all cultivate this God mindset where we live the life, we think the way God wants us to think, we act the way God wants us to think, and we enforce our promises, that is the promise of God concerning us, we enforce them into realities in our lives. And we begin to live the God kind of life, which some call an heaven on earth kind of life. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Good evening. I'm Adelaide Victor Mark, popularly known as Maximum. Some call me Dr. Mark. I'm currently the prayer secretary and vice president of the CF. I would say patience and forbearance, and also learning to wait on God, and getting response for certain matters and situations, and also learning to work with God, whether in the few or in the many. The Bible says that God is able to save either by few or by many, and it is something I've experienced both by few and by many. Yes, there are a lot of things I wish I could have implemented that were on my mind, but you know, they usually say this until you get there that you know how it feels like. The holiday, the change in the way the calendar works, it really put off a lot of our plans. There were things that I wanted to do, but because people weren't in school as at then, I couldn't get them done, and a number of other things. But with the little time that is left, I still trust God that something can be done. Good evening, MFM Seth Medilag. Make sure, the Bible says that we should make our calling and election sure. Make sure that you learn God by yourself. Yes, I know we're very busy CF and we meet a lot, but if you really want to travel, if you really want to go deep and broad in the things of God, you need to learn by yourself consistently. Create time to learn the things of God by yourself, and with guidance you can walk up to the pastorate, the Excos, and they can give you further direction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening. My name is David Ajibwa, and I'm the president of this current tenure of the Purposeful generation. Wow. Well, that day was a surprising one, actually, because not as I was fully surprised that, okay, I was being called as the president, because prior to that time, during my prayers, I've seen visions similar to that. I mean, like God was already pressing it in my heart for a greater responsibility. And to me, it's not something I actually want to do at that time, because of course, final year, career-wise, I just need that break, that I'm not committed to anything. But God confirmed through His word and even through a message I was listening to at that time that, okay, it is time that it is time for him to commit much greater responsibility to my hands. So it was not really a surprising one. Hmm. David as the Gensec.
David and Ben.
Yeah. One thing I love about David is the fact that people that were condemned, people that the world already that okay, nothing good could come out of this people, in training them to do mighty exploits for God, call it the mighty men of David. These people, they did dangerous things for God, mighty exploits. So imagine having that person as as a very close gensec, having to oversee everything. It's really a wonderful one. So I would have gone for David and as the gensec. A spiritual virtue that God should, okay, me too. Wow. I really thank God for And I really thank God for the grace to pray. Because honestly, several times, should I say, I'd always be consistent in my prayers. But having time that I was ordained as the president, started seeing probably would I say an attack, but at the time I was not consistent. I was not consistent. I was not consistent. But having to realize that, okay, having to realize the help of the spirit, that has really taught me well. Having an experiential knowledge, not just point by awareness of that help, having to call on to God for help, and God coming through for me countless times, countless times. Okay, like I said, an encounter that I had in this tenure that God helps men. And like I said before, I'm not just aware of that. God has revealed himself to me countless times that he is the helper. I've seen him done mighty things. I've seen him like quarter to chain, I've seen God come through countless times. So having that knowledge by experience, by previous experiences, that has been furnished an encounter, a conviction that has been solidified that even when I call on him for help, he will definitely come through all the time. MFM said Medidag. I would say service truly pays. If you serve God diligently well, God rewards men. There is difference when men rewards men and when God rewards men. God truly rewards men. And know that this service thing is not something that you can do by your ability. Bible says not by power, not by might, but by my spirit. Bible now says about that same spirit that it is the spirit that quickens, that it is the spirit that gives life. That everything possible through the life of God is made available by that same spirit. So know that, okay, this one is not something I'm qualified for. It's mercy qualified us for it, because of course we can't execute the assignment of the spirit by natural strength, by natural capabilities. It will take the empowerment of that same spirit to do the work, the biddings, the mandates of that same spirit. So the message is continually trust in God for strength, ask him for help every day. If I know one thing, it is impossible to cry to God for help and God will deny that man. No. It is a broken and a contrite spirit I will not despise. That you are broken before God, that you attain that posture of the heart that, Lord, I've come to the end of my strength. It is only you that can come through for me. And of course, we will see God move mightily.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This guy like was I don't know what to say at that point. Hope you are counseling.
Alright guys, so this is me here with Tolani live. So Tolani is the one handling production. I always have to do my, one or two as per active, you know what I'm saying? Alright guys, so watch out for what's coming, what's cooking. This is an OPH. Come on, we have Mesoma here. Mesoma is video bombing this video. And we have Kenny here. Alright guys. Alright guys, so come up. Something is cooking. You don't want to miss this.